Welcome back to The Good Talk, our post-game recap and Q&A show where we discuss the game that we just played and answer all your burning questions, both Warhammer and otherwise. We just came off of a fantastic game where we played the brand new Tau Codex out today. Big shout out to Games Workshop for sending us this advanced copy. It was amazing. It was Tau Sept Tau versus Grey Knights, Sword Brethren, Sword Club.
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
It was awesome, man. It was a lot of confusion and screaming and flailing, and then it got even crazier at the end.
And also some Warhammer was played.
Yeah, so there's some Warhammer. Yeah, if you look really closely.
It was such a nutty game. So much fun.
It was very fun. It came down to the wire. I was like, oh my God, I see the path to victory. There it is. I went for it. Spoilers, something happened.
Didn't quite get it. It was right down to the line. It was a 2-point win to the Tau, which was just absolutely nuts. Basically came down to killing a ghost kill and making a charge, a 9-inch charge from Deep Strike. Now you did have your Tide of Celerity, which made it celery pretty reliable. But we're so both so low on CP. If we both had 1 or even 2 CP, we would have had all these extra
Game
tricks,
changer.
But we were having to say, okay, what's the one trick that we get, right?
Yeah.
And we used them all up, and the dice, came down.
Crazy.
For the Tau.
It was awesome.
So this was not your first game against Tau, but what was kind of your impression of Tau Sept in this case, and their kind of play against Grey Knights?
Dude, I really dig the characters. Tau Sept, I think it's very good. It's definitely competitive, but it's not crazy oppressive. I still felt like it was a game. I think I gave you a lot of respect in the beginning.
Yeah.
I saw what you could do, and then I was like, okay, here's my opening. This is the path I'm going to go. I'm going to stay away from the crisis. I'm going to work around and push into the other side. Turn those tables.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was fun. You're getting 1 CP or CP every turn from a chaplain.
Amazing.
Basically is such a great way on a 2-up.
Right?
It's has to be the most consistent way to get CP.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And they also, by the way, have the strat to auto cant one of their litanies. You wouldn't use it for the CP one, obviously, but you can also do that, which is cool.
And your free reroll, your Master Artisans basically from Tau Sept.
It was great.
Really good. You made use of it every time you shot.
Yeah.
It was great.
Exactly. I really like Tau Sept. I think, as we discussed, they're one of the ones that people can be kind of sleeping on at first because, their package doesn't look that amazing, but the characters, it's all down to the characters, right? You get Shadow Sun, basically, for you don't have to spend any other CP.
Yep.
You have the amazing your Dark Strider, really, really cool. But you also played really well around them, right? We talked about avoiding the crisis. You did the swirl. You didn't poke out unless you absolutely needed to. And by the time you were kind of fully out in the open, you could frankly tank it. I wasn't really going to be able to drop a Dread Knight.
Right. The crisis were far enough away where they couldn't hurt me, and there was a huge terrain piece in the way. So I'm happy with how I played with. There's maybe both of us little fine things we could have done better, but generally happy about it. Your Fire and Fade is amazing.
Oh, so good.
I was waiting for the opening. I was like, oh man, if I can just put all my dreads into these crisis, I'll kill them so easily. It'll be so good. And then you never gave me that opportunity.
Never, not once. That's the thing. And it makes me wonder about things like shield generators. Frankly, maybe I don't need those. Maybe I should just be putting target locks, ignoring your cover, and things like that. Because we were discussing this even right after the stream. One of these questions for the Codex still remains, how often are you going to be in combat? How often are you going to get shot?
Yeah.
If you're getting shot, have you already failed or charged, whatever. So I think it highlights that.
And at Take All Comers, you wouldn't spend 5 points for a 4-pin Vaughn?
It's not about the points. It's about getting something else instead.
Right, the slot.
Of course. In this case, I paid for stuff that I didn't use. So I would give them the target locks.
Got it.
Just as a thought. I don't know.
And then maybe even if you had 2 shield drones, but then you're spending points on that.
I do want a few more drones in the list. Thinking about it, obviously in the future, the Ghost Keel was cool. He's a cool unit, but he's very expensive, and there were a lot of little things that I kind of wanted. I wanted, frankly, just some Kroot. I wanted some more marker lights.
That's right. You cut them last minute. Yeah.
I did. I had to fit all the toys. I cut them, and so but I definitely made mistakes. Right. I was going in turn 1. Was I don't think a mistake, but I definitely was kind of learning the firepower.
Yeah.
Didn't have marker lights. If I was Farsight, would have been absolutely devastating. If I had a single marker light drone in the breacher squads, would have been also been very interesting. And I think I'm wondering, they might already be dead, the breachers. So you might as well make them that much more effective when they go in and just say screw it. You're going to get max blast against them, but frankly, they're going to be hitting on 3s, so that's probably worth it, right? So I think that not Hall of Mirroring, whatever it's called,
that's right,
Ghost Kill, Wall of Mirroring, very nearly cost me the game. Should have picked him up 1 turn sooner and put him away.
That's right.
So lessons learned, but super cool.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool army. Very dynamic.
So excited for them,
but
right?
still the same Tau, I feel like.
Yeah.
You guys have MVPs?
MVPs.
Oh. A lot of things did work. Probably the Crisis still, frankly. Probably the Crisis, but I also had a lot of kind of supporting things around it, right?
They did everything you would expect. They killed everything they shot at.
Yep.
Yeah, really good.
And frankly, getting the extra 3 inches from the Tau buffs, auras, was very important. Because otherwise I had to keep within 6 inches of them. Being able to go 9 inches away was very important to like have a commander or a leader or ethereal, and then have the Crisis Bob, 9 inches away, but also behind another piece of obscuring, so you don't have to be so tightly together. And that was actually pretty essential to this game to not getting shot. But yeah, Crisis. What about you?
Awesome. I think, well, an MVP for me is something that overperforms my expectations, right?
Yeah.
I think the Dread Knights did exactly what I expected them to do. They do it every game. They're a huge anvil that pushes up and does a lot of damage in shooting. Yeah. They did exactly that this game. Something I did really like was like my characters, my infantry characters, Drago and the brother captain. Something that I usually don't bring. Something I didn't bring in the previous season. Because I would be taking Tech Marines and more Dreads. Yep. But the relics that you can take on them to make them super durable, the rerolls, the pluses to cast, it's just amazing. And their durability is insane. So I have to give it to them. Drago and the captain, if I had to choose between the two, probably Drago just for the charge.
It's gotta
just
be
for
Drago.
the charge.
He changed it. If he hadn't made that charge, we would have been done. But he brought it down to the very last second.
I'm glad you convinced me to just go for gold, right? Because I was ready to just play it safe and just get a high scoring loss, right?
Right.
But like this was just shooting for the stars, going for that win, and it ended up opening up like a path to victory in that 5th turn.
Yeah, you got to take those risks when you're down, right?
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
I totally agree with your MVP. Awesome. Well, I'm sure we have lots of questions. If you guys have any more, feel free to submit them as super chats. We have the book in hand. We're happy to discuss thoughts, ideas, and suggestions. Let's dive on in.
Yeah. Thank you, Danny Boys 99. Hey guys, great content as always. What do we think about 3 ghost kill lists with having to the last in mind, sitting backfield for an easy 15 points?
Ooh.
Is that worth all the points you're spending on ghost kills?
No. And I don't think it's an easy 15 points,
As
frankly.
you found out.
That was the only thing I lost this game,
Yeah.
frankly. I think 1 as it to the last can be genuinely interesting, as we saw
If you
here.
remember the Hall of Mirrors.
No. Yeah, I need a Hall of Mirrors. But I think 3, it's very unwieldy. You can't be character blocked. And you're frankly probably not going to strike and fade, I think you want to build into some other things. So I think maybe 1 out of 3, but...
I have 3 ghost kills fully painted.
Oh.
Fully painted, fully magnetized. They're going to have to wait an edition or
They're
2, I
so
guess.
cool. Like, they're not bad, but they're not good. And
3
they're really cool.
seems bonkers.
3 is pretty bonkers.
Yeah, it's a big investment. And like to the last is already a good, and a lot of the times an auto take, like an easy 15 without the ghost kills, right? The Crisis is something that shouldn't be dying anyways, right? Fire and fading. And then a commander shouldn't be dying. He's a character.
Crisis, broadsides. There's other
Broadsides.
really tough
Broadsides,
rules.
yeah, really tough. Like the
Commanders.
last things that will die in your army.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, really good question.
And by the way, chat, for folks wondering whose fault the flub was, it was 100% my fault. They had a poll.
What flub? Oh.
They had a poll.
Yeah. And I guess they decided it was Bridgers.
Adrian is wearing socks.
Adrian is actually wearing socks.
Yeah. They're not the same color, but they're...
Yeah. It's bad luck to wear the same color socks, actually. Yeah. You guys didn't know that? Jeez.
Thank you, AJ. Hey, Titans. Tau were my first and still one of my favorite armies, and I was always more of a Kion versus Monka player. What kind of list would you recommend to make the most of Kion?
Yeah.
Well, I've actually been trying to do this.
Yeah, let's
and
hear
I
it.
think maybe we'll get a playtest game in this week.
That'd be great.
I'll try a little more. I think you want to survive. You need to survive and do cute things in your first 2 turns.
Yeah.
And then in your final 3 turns, you need to be scary. I do think broadsides are going to benefit from this. Even in the game I played against John, broadsides are this unit that can do a lot of damage, and they can actually just start walking out into the field.
They're just total bosses.
Yeah, they're tough, they're slow, but you can just start moving up and being like, hey, we're here. I like the stabilizer optics on them, so you can, if you do Kion, you can still move and shoot without penalty. And I would just start cruising on up early and starting maybe turn 2, and just start taking the field and just saying like, hey, I'm here. If anyone wants to come in the line of sight, have fun with that.
Interesting decision.
Yeah.
I think the problem with Kion, the more I've looked at it, is that it has a lot of cool things, but if you do fall back, which is really what you want, like we talked about, Monka is really special for the advance and move.
Yeah.
The fall back is what makes Kion special, but if you fall back, then you don't get the other Kion perks. You don't get the exploding 6s. You don't get the exploding 4s in turn 5. And you're probably going to be falling back. And you're shooting at -1. So if they got rid of those restrictions, then it's suddenly, I think, maybe as strong as Monka. You're already giving up by having this thing later in the game. But I think just stuff that's going to survive. So I would say broadsides, crisis suits, maybe a ghost keel. What do you think? What do you guys think?
I think that's a great assessment of it, honestly.
Great.
It's just tough because it's like a reactive thing. So it's like, okay, I'm waiting to be able to do this thing to react to what you do, right?
Yeah.
If you never get charged, then it almost doesn't, like the exploding 6s are nice, or the exploding shots are nice, but like the main thing of falling back and shooting is like for when things go wrong or badly.
Right.
And it's like, well, what if they just didn't go badly in the first place? So
Yeah.
That's what makes it so difficult to build around.
That makes sense.
And then the final component I would just say is, in the games I've played against John and Adrian on stream, not really having problems deleting units.
No.
And even in late game, especially in late game. So having those exploding, it is interesting because maybe your marker lights are all gone. And you're like, well, that's okay. I have these exploding numbers to make up for my misses, hitting on 4s. But I'm just not sure. Yeah, we want to play around with it for sure and try it out. Certainly, at least we will, at least once on stream.
For sure, 100%.
Thank you, Techion. Hey, Titans, thanks for the advice last stream. For Borkan Tau, candy blue with pearl, gunmetal gray, and using aluminum powder for metallic shine, a good idea.
Aluminum powder?
I've only used aluminum powder once before, and the stuff I used, Techion, also kind of dirtied things a little bit. So maybe you have something different than that. The color scheme is cool, blue with pearl and gunmetal gray.
I'm into it.
Metallic shine. I'm not sure I would get a metallic shine that way.
So you apply it over the whole thing?
Yeah, but I've not used, again, I'm not sure I exactly know the product you're using. I think if I wanted a metallic shine, I'd probably just use a metallic blue.
Right. Or like almost, you can also do the metal as the base layer and then tint it to like the blue or something, right? Or contrast over it.
Which could be cool.
Interesting.
Otherwise, I'd say like with this, I would just say do a test model with the aluminum powder. I haven't used, like I said, I've only used one product, and it also kind of dirtied stuff a little bit.
Is it like a weathering powder?
That's what I used.
Okay. You mix it with something and then you...
It was sold as a weathering powder, but it had like this kind of shiny look to it.
Wow.
It made it look like things had like a metal sheen.
Yeah.
I used it on bases to make it look like maybe there was like metal from an explosion or something like that.
That's really interesting. Yeah. I do like the scheme though. I agree about the powder.
Yeah, but hit us up in Discord, post a pic, do a test model, put in the hobby criticisms section. People will let you know.
Yeah. Seems interesting to see. We'll
see. I like the color choices though.
Thank you, Lord Griffith. My baby Death Guard got nerfed, so I moved back to my Necrons. Novak, Silent King, Lord with Orb, Technomancer, Crown 20 times Reapers, 10 times Reapers, 2 groups of 5 Flayed Ones, 2 groups of 5 Scortap Destroyers, 2 groups of 5 Canoptic Wraiths, and 6 Scarabs. What do we think of this?
This is cool. This reads to me as a very modern Necron list.
Yeah.
You know?
Definitely. This is a lot of stuff. This is cool. And the Silent King is in there.
And the Silent King. Yeah, they have the blade. This is kind of earlier where someone was asking about like competitive things with Necrons. This kind of ticks all the boxes.
Yeah.
You don't have much shooting. Frankly, Necrons don't need to deal with lots of shooting. All the little action monkey squads are great.
Maybe consider 6-blade ones.
Yes.
For Rod.
For Rod or something.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I mean, I want my cake and eat it too. I want Scorpec destroyers.
Isn't that what 2x5?
Oh, I assume they're shooty destroyers. Okay, that's even better. Yeah.
Yeah,
Either
yeah.
destroyers are good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing.
think
And I
so.
love the name, Griffith.
Yeah.
I get the reference. Berserk.
Cool.
Looks fun, yeah. Thank you, Nordic Gaming. Hey, Titans, love Piper's model aesthetic. Are they 8 in the new book, and how cool would it be if you could unleash the lines on a Crisis team?
That'd be sick. They're not in the book.
Nope.
There's nothing that really supports them at all, frankly, which is sad. But you know, you can play them for fun. Like just make it work with because what there is here is a lot of customization. You got the prototype systems, which can maybe make some of the you have the broadside from the 8 and the Riptide, and you can maybe find a way to kind of convert them up a bit more.
Yeah.
And still find a way to play it.
If you have the models, I think Adrian's 100% right. There are so many cool relics, so many cool warlord traits in this book.
Yeah.
Maybe not all 8, but you could have like 6 of the 8.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
Thank you, Fire Tyrant. Hey, Titans, I have messed with my list for. This is Sisters.
Valor's Heart.
Valor's Heart. Morgan Val.
Yep.
Vicky Canonis. What is that? I love that.
Vicky. So
That's like my new favorite. That is Sally Forth. Sally Forth's not really a unit, but I love. What is a Vicky?
I think this is
Canonis?
referring to Stephen Box's style canonist, who he calls Vicky.
Okay.
I think I could be wrong.
All right. I love giving these like Midwestern, like 80s names to the sisters. Okay, Vicky Canonis, 4 groups of 5 battle sisters, 8 Arcos, 2 groups of 10 Sacristant with Dogmata, with Holy Piety and Righteous Smiting,
Yeah.
2 groups of 5 Dominators, 2 groups of 5 Retributors.
Dominions.
Dominion, sorry, don't know Imperial stuff. 2 groups of 5 Retributors. Oh, no.
It's been a long week, guys, especially for Zach.
2 multi-melters, 2 heavy flamers, exorcists, 3 rhinos. I think it could do well. What do we think?
I think it looks great.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's got a bit of everything. I think sacristants are still great. They can't necessarily take the hits on the chin. Things like Tau, but still playing intelligently and cagey. They're still fantastic, right?
3 rhinos?
You think that's too much?
No, I don't think it's too much. I think it's amazing.
I wonder what.
Yeah. Battle.
I assume a unit of five Dominions or Doms, as Zach would say, and 5 Retrobators in a Rhino. So you got 2 groups of those, and then the other 10 could be like 10 Sacristants, maybe.
Oh, I see. Oh, Sacristants.
Sacristants, yeah.
Wait.
Or Arc of Flat. I don't know. There's a lot of things they can put.
It's called a 10?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So you wouldn't be able to put a character in. Is the only bummer with them.
Okay. No, that's cool. I love it.
I think it's an awesome
That's
list.
Do you think Bloody Rose is pretty meta? Have you seen the new Bloody Rose stuff? I haven't.
Well, this is Valor's Heart.
I know, but like comparatively,
They have a pregame move, which is great. I think Bloody Rose in general is very interesting, even before the update. They make things like novitiates. Like I would only play novitiates if they're Bloody Rose, frankly. In which case they actually are pretty nasty.
And now you're like locked into a chapter too now, huh?
You're locked in. So frankly, if I had to pick one, Bloody Rose has always been the one that I'd want to go because it just makes everything do something, right? If everything has AP1, extra attack.
Everything is something.
Everything is something, yeah.
Classic Adrian mantra.
Words of wisdom.
Thank you, Zlokwanin. I really want to know how to pronounce this name.
You did it.
The Q with no U is always tricksy.
Black Onion?
Zlack Onion.
Zlack Onion.
Oh yeah, Zlack Onion. Thank you, Zlack Onion. If using Silent K, does the rest of your army now have to be what's this?
Cesaric?
Cesaric. Gene Stealer Cult's going to actually be competitive with or without nonsensically mixing with NIDs?
Yes. So
Yes and yes?
yes and yes.
Yeah.
So Silent King, his own detachment, you can take. Oh, do the new rules make that a problem?
Oh.
Ooh.
Because he's in a Supreme Command, right?
Well, it doesn't matter because your whole...
I know. Because they all have to be in the same thing. So yes, it does.
You have to be Zericon now?
I guess so, right?
Do you guys think they might? Do you guys think they might walk that back? I think they might walk that
yeah,
back.
of course.
Only on certain things.
Like Shadow Sun and Silent
Yes,
K. And
yes.
Stuff like that.
Stuff
I'm
like
saying.
that, for sure.
Yeah.
Silent
The Supreme Command detachment, I think they'll walk that back.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's weird.
I hope so.
I'd expect that to be walked back fairly soon. Like, oops.
Yeah.
They'll
Yeah.
adjust it.
Necrons don't need that.
Interesting and sad.
GSC?
Look, GSC are fantastic. They are, for me personally, the most competitive army that I'm most interested in right now because I think they're fantastic.
Top 3? For sure?
Yeah. Honestly. They're really solid. You can take all these amazing secondaries without even engaging in your opponent. Just, you can just play Warhammer with people. Very, very, very solid. And we'll see, hopefully some soon on the channel. I just want to try it out.
I agree.
Yeah.
Thank you, Inferno Damned. Fantastic game. Tower back. For my Thousand Suns with Volkite changes, should I drop the Hellbrute or take off a couple of my Rubric icons or the racks on Scarabocult Terminators, remove them? How would you change Magnus to make him competitive? Do you like the missiles on the Terminators, Adrian?
If you're a big 10-man squad and you're like Cult of Time,
Yeah.
Sure, because they're the last to die and the first to get rezzed.
Okay.
But other than that, I think they get a bit expensive. It sounds like you don't like them.
I haven't, gone to do much with this army yet, but
That's fair.
they seem expensive.
They are expensive.
It's like 2 shots?
2 shots, but they're D6 damage. So
Yeah, that's true.
Or no, they're not D6
No,
damage.
they're
not 2 shots then.
I think they're 2.
They're like middle profile
I can look it up.
for a lot of things. Take a look.
I own.
But yeah, I think I would only
own
take them on a
this
big
codex
squad.
on my phone.
Oh.
I'll look it up. What do you guys think about the
Magnus?
and
Well,
the
Volkite
Hellbrute?
Oh.
Yeah.
Volkite changes?
Drop them for a Hellbrute. Or take a couple of... Right.
Volkites went up how much? Like 10, 15?
I think so, yeah.
Is it really that big of a...
I think they're just thinking about... So a change has to happen. Where would they do it?
Yeah.
Drop the icons or go down... So it sounds like you would
prefer like
keep the Contemptors?
Yeah, like keeping or dropping the Contemptors wholly and then taking up a Hellbrute seems like a overreaction. I don't know. Although Hellbrute's not bad either.
They're not bad, but they're different, right?
They're different.
So it's hard to swap them out.
Less range, right?
Yeah, I'd probably drop the icons, funny enough. I don't know what, it depends on how you end up adjusting the rest of the list. But I think you can get enough Cabal points without needing the icons. They are expensive. It's 10 points per icon. So my tendency would be, try to keep the Volcans in, drop some icons, and see how you like that.
Hellfire, Heavy 2, Strength 8, AP 2, D3 damage.
D3.
36 inches.
Well, weird D3s. Somehow there's D3
love
still.
it.
It's like interesting for like sending a few shots across the board to help somebody who's like, but I just feel like it's like totally, just like not
The
what they're
AP
up
is
to.
great though. The
AP 2?
AP. Oh, chat says 3, but okay, 2. Oh, 2.
AP
Okay,
2.
cool.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Less interested now.
No, I don't love it. Sorry.
And I think that, they're
like the Dark Angels can take the
actual ones.
Yeah, they're double D6. So it's 2 shots of D6 damage.
Yeah. Or like 2 shots of.
2 D6 shots.
Isn't that the
You can do crack or frag.
Right.
It's the same.
Oh, okay.
It's literally just 2 missile launchers strapped on their shoulders.
Right. The 2 direct shots or the 2 D6, right?
Yeah, that's what I said.
thematically, narratively, modeling wise, aesthetically, every way imaginable. It seems like a very big afterthought for the Thousand Suns. Like, Scarabocult call terms. Let's slap these missiles.
They're just like missile racks too, right?
Right. I think they're like probably constantly forgetting to shoot them mid-battle.
Yeah.
They're like doing psychic stuff. Like, hey, did you shoot the missiles? Oh no.
Like
Shoot, let me. Who? Who should I shoot him at?
That's hilarious.
I don't know. They don't seem to mesh. Thank you, Mr. Carey K. Good evening. How do you guys feel about Deathwatch? Haven't seen or heard of them in a long while. Could we do a game with them soon? Thank you. Yeah, we have the Tau. They're going to want to go against the Tau.
Heck yeah.
Might not be pretty, but they want to. They want to go get those Tau, right?
I think Deathwatch is so fun. It's just like, where do they fit in? Because competitively, or like even just like regular matches. Like they're not the strongest, but they're not. I don't know. They can do work.
We all we all watched because we're all super curious about the new Tau. Watched on Art of War. John Lennon and Siegler played.
Yeah.
And John said something very interesting. Someone's asking about Deathwatch, and he's like, Army of Renown is very competitive, running like Inceptors and grab stuff. And I was like, that's very interesting thought. I haven't given any more thought beyond that, but I think it's something worth leaning into because they're not played very often. There was, however, a list, and I think this is what prompted it, that went either 5-1 or it was 5-1 at the Nottingham GT.
Okay.
With
Was
Deathwatch Army of Renown.
Really?
Running this
Army
style.
for now.
Yeah.
So literally no dreads.
No dreads. Which,
And wow.
we've been talking about how dreads are in trouble right now, so I think could be something interesting to look at.
Yeah.
And we'll get them on soon for sure. I don't know if you remember Mr. Carey K, but we've done a couple with the Titan Watch on member nights because it's kind of fun. It's like, everyone's army. But we'll get them on again soon for sure.
Thank you, Jonathan. So I know I asked before, and you were against MSU Berserkers for World Eaters, but with the changes, how do you feel about Master of Executions for HQs and MSU Berserkers, along with a unit of Red Butchers?
Master of Executions. What?
No, yeah, I feel like none of us know what
Sorry,
any
I'm
of
not-
this is.
It's the
Chaos is
character.
He knows.
It's the
He has
Chaos
to
guy.
know.
It's the big character with the axe, and he does extra stuff against characters.
Oh, yeah, it sounds like he knows for sure what's up.
That's what he
Oh,
does.
yeah.
That's what he
Extra
does.
stuff.
That's like his
Extra
whole
stuff.
theme.
How does he synergize with the Berserkers?
I don't think he really does personally. So I'm not crazy about him. But
Red Butchers.
going more MSU. I think we're in an MSU. We're about to go into an MSU sort of meta again, right? We were in the realm of the big things, the big blobs, the big hordes, and now we're into like trading. You want troops. These guys will be troops because you'll be world eaters. So yeah, I'm more open to it than we were before. I'll say that.
Boy, it is really hard to like be into an army that you absolutely love.
Yeah.
I remember joining 40K in 5th Ed with Tau.
Yeah.
And just asking all these Tau questions. Everyone's like, what are you talking about? You know, like World Eaters just need so much love, and
Yeah.
people want to know about them, and people who are passionate about them.
Yeah, make them work.
Yeah.
So I feel you. The strats and all that stuff is going to be less effective, but if you can play the rest of the game better by being MSU, that's the trade-off.
Thank you, Ian. Hey, Titans. Hope you. I cannot say you all. I'm so bad at it.
Y'all.
Y'all.
My like
Don't say you all.
my Yankee tongue simply
Y'all.
won't allow for it. Hey, Titans. Hope you folks are good. New
Wow.
rules for Tetras. Am I correct in saying that they're just really reliable for getting mark lights on targets now? Also, Astraeus is down to 605 points now. Viable?
Viable?
Astraeus meta.
Yeah.
Honestly, was really happy with the one time I played him
Yeah.
on Thanksgiving.
That's right. Look, if there's any stompers across the board, Astraeus is ready.
He'll take care of it for you.
It certainly helps.
Tetras seem interesting. I'm
Yeah.
excited to try them out. I think the problem is that Pathfinders can jump marker lights and do it on 2s.
Yep. And we know how effective being able to do a thing and then hide, if not, take a backlash.
What do you
How
think,
effective
Adrian?
that is.
Tetras, though.
I'm
The
super
movement
into
is
them.
crazy.
I'm super into them.
18-inch.
Genuinely, them and Remoras, I think, are very interesting for just getting those semi-backfield markers. It's tough because you are trading, unlike the Pathfinders or these other things, but I think they do a lot of things for you, which is really cool, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Definitely need to try some more.
Good for engage. This is going to be an army that engages.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you, Intherian Bunker. Zach, I did an aqua-themed Goliath gang. It was half accidental. Second half was intentional. It looks amazing. Thanks for the idea. Water is strength.
Water strength.
Awesome, Ethereum Bunker.
That's
I'm really
awesome.
glad. And you know what? We've all started a project, and it doesn't quite look like how we think, but we're like, but you know what? I kind of like it. And so
Yeah.
I'm glad that you're able to make lemons out of lemonade. Make lemonades out of lemons. It's kind of like rerolls all hits and misses.
Rolls all hits
It's just wrong.
That ain't right.
Thank you, Ethereum. And thank you, Sleepy Gary. We know this guy.
Hey.
Hey, guys. Nice seeing you all at LVO. Hyped to see Tau.
Absolutely. It was great chatting with you and seeing you again, Sleepy Gary.
I barely saw you, Sleepy Gary, at LVO. I got to chat with him a little bit more and play game at SoCal.
Yeah.
Next time, though.
It's tough when there's so much going on at LVO.
Dude.
You know?
Well,
It's
I don't know.
constant.
I don't know what he was doing. Was he doing Sigmar?
Yeah,
Yeah, and I
course.
wasn't this time around, but I will
Yeah.
be back.
But I'm pretty sure that he mentioned Tau is like his 40k army, so I was very
cool.
excited.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Thank you, Uniphone. Huzzah! Hey, Titans. Thoughts on using Remoras to plant marker lights and call down indirect Skyray Seekers? Seems a sneaky way to get those indirects. I know I'm very excited to use my Skyray.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is the way to do it. If you want to play the Skyray strat, Remoras and Tetras.
What is the strat?
You need a marker light,
Uh-huh.
and then it lets the Skyray shoot out line of sight.
And get +1.
Oh,
and
just
get
like all the weapons.
Oh, and +1 to wound.
+1
right?
to wound
Isn't
on
that
a
crazy?
Strength 9 weapon. Strength 9 AP.
on their
You know,
on their
it is only AP2, which is a little weird.
little poopy.
It's AP2, and then its damage is quite good too. I think it's 3 + D3 on these missiles.
Tau is like perplexing of like, the AP is like kind of modest, but like
Yeah.
the damages is just insane. Like on the Ghost Kill, like AP2.
No, it's AP3.
It is
and it's
AP3?
2d3 damage.
Oh my god.
Oh, 2D3. Okay,
Pretty good. That's pretty good.
it's pretty good.
And let's be honest.
Oh, it's D3 + 1 shots.
Shots.
Yeah.
Weird.
Xenos, man.
It's
Interesting. And
It
you get
is
1
interesting.
reroll natively. 2 if you're Tau Zept.
Yeah, and I think you're gonna be able to. Oh, you already said 3 AP, so that's good enough.
But you could get with an 18 on the first turn, frankly.
You could also use the coordinated engagement strat.
Extra AP.
The right target, yeah. I think that's good. I also think, for what it's worth, Uniphone, I think Tetras are also going to be able to move and marker light crazy amounts just because of their crazy movement.
Yeah, I'm curious, how far do the Remoras move? Tetras move?
I think 18. Used to be 18.
Well, the Remora moves 30, so
But the Remora, that's true.
What's
and
the pricing?
they're both very similar. It's like 40 points and 60 points.
Oh my god.
The Remora,
super cheap.
That's awesome.
the Tetras, I guess, do a little more for you in that they're not
Insane.
aircraft.
Yes, they can hold points. They are
Steal
vehicles, so
stuff,
they can
yeah.
engage. Yeah. No, you're not wrong. But the Remora is the cooler. Can we put a poll in chat?
What's cooler, Remoras
What's
or
cooler,
Tetras?
Remoras or Tetras?
Well, do you have any Tetras, Adrian? I have.
No, I don't, and I don't think Piper has any. So I'm gonna have to actually find some actual ones, which is gonna be impossible now. Good luck.
Yeah.
Remoras are definitely cooler, right, chat?
No,
I think it's pretty obvious, but
They're both
I want to
cool.
ask just so we know. You know,
everyone's gonna say Remoras now. Okay,
It lets you have,
make
it
your
lets
case.
you have like
It
a
is
really
more
cool, kitted out Tetra.
more
Yeah.
coolest.
More cool. Look, they're both cool, but who is the more coolest?
Tetras or Remoras.
What is like the root, like, word in Remora? Like, where does it come from?
So Remora is it's a type of fish that latches on to the bigger fish, right?
No, that's a
Oh.
lamprey.
No. Hold on.
Because I know what a Tetra is.
What is a tetra?
It's like a fishy. Yeah.
Does it have anything? Okay.
It's like a little, like, you see that like the fish store. I've seen Tetras. Yeah.
Interesting. So Remora, sometimes called a sucker fish.
Oh, okay.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah, it's a sucker fish. They attach themselves. So that's why it's kind of cool. Like they're drones.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I'm like, how does that? Like, why would you name it that?
They're like, they're around other things. And they attach on, and they have,
Except it's the one drone that can't.
We don't have the glam cam set up, but there you go.
No,
guys
you can't.
have
You
a
can
look.
put them in a devilfish.
Oh.
It's super dumb.
I
There
will
you go.
say that the Tetra has 2 little Pathfinders.
Yeah, look, he's super cool.
We're really diving into
He's super cute.
Xenos culture here.
Yeah.
Of course, I put him in a place so you can't even see because of our banner there. But
Who's winning it?
it looks like Remoras.
Yeah. Oh, it's almost double. Oh, it's so embarrassing.
It's so embarrassing for me.
Anyways,
Both cool.
They're both super
What is
cool.
the movement? Was it 18?
18 for Remora.
Yeah, for Tetra.
Sorry, for Tetra.
Okay.
30 for Remora.
Yeah.
Zach's Tetra does look pretty cool, though. I'm
great.
getting more anime vibes, actually,
From the Tetra.
from the Tetra.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
Thank you, Warren45. When might we see sisters on the channel? I know sisters aren't great, but if the studio can have 5 Tau armies, I figure 1 sisters isn't too much. We have 4 Tau armies, not 5.
It hurts.
Well, if we count Bridgers,
We don't.
We're also bringing in Izzy's soon, too. It hurts.
it's like, so I wasn't going to say
So we've
anything,
got
but,
5.
you know.
And if we count Bridgers, we've got 6. So,
I don't see what the problem is here.
yeah.
Who is this?
We're in 45.
We're in 45. Yes, sisters are en route. They're coming. I
Yeah.
swear.
Do we not have any friends that have sisters? Like
No.
good-looking sisters?
Nobody has good-looking sisters. Nobody in the whole world has good-looking sisters.
My gosh.
No. They're just so intensive to build and to paint, and they have to look good. And we have 4K
Project.
cameras for some reason. And no.
Let's just go
They're
on
happy.
record once again as saying that Adrian owes a Sisters army and I owe a Thousand Sons army, and we're both very busy, and there's lots of games, and there's lots of armies, and these are hard armies to paint.
Yes,
If
they
like
are.
we casually owed like a Necron's army,
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. You and I, we have very similar paint mentality and styles. We're very good at getting things up and going quickly.
Yep.
And even like this Tau army, it's almost entirely airbrush, right? You can't do that with Sisters or Thousand Sons. So
well, we get through all the techniques that carry you to a certain point,
Right.
But then you hit something, and you're like, this is a slog.
yeah, we're not going to put it.
The slog is the problem.
Yeah, exactly. So it's coming.
It's coming, and they're gonna look great.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Thank you, Frog. Heyo, probably talked about already. What's the plan for AOS this year, Adrian and John? Any favorite AOS factions or factions you want to get into?
Super excited. I'm playing a Sigmar game tomorrow with my wife.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Mel and I are going to be playing. I'm super into Gravelords right now. I think they tick all my boxes, just artistically and gameplay wise. But it's a ton of fun. So I'm looking forward to that. I have I've promised myself I'm going to play Sigmar events this year, so that's going to happen. What about you guys?
Gravelords, definitely.
Yeah.
100% piqued my interest. Was definitely one of my favorite. Whenever I play Total War, it's always Gravelords, man.
Right.
Vampires, all day. But Lumineth, Elves, something I'm very excited about, and something I'll probably play in the near future.
Yeah, we hope to do more AOS this upcoming year, and we need to get similar issue. We need to get more armies. Yeah.
We need more.
Thank you, Andrew. Great game, guys. I'm finally updating my old 5th edition Tau army and trying to figure out how to upscale my 30 original Crisis suits. Any suggestions?
Ooh.
Oh, that's a lot of crisis.
Upscale. Yeah, so
Good question.
Brett and I have talked about this a lot. I have so many old Crisis suits. I will say a couple things, Andrew. First, the new ones are cooler. So my first suggestion is not a great one. It's just get newer ones. But let's say that that's not what you want to do, and it's probably not because it's not what you asked. So with your old ones, I've also done this. I would recommend rebasing them. You want to rebase them. They still look good on the size. They're not that much smaller than the new ones. They're quite frankly almost the same. The ankle is a little weak, of course, in the old Crisis Suit model. But honestly, I would do some drilling. I'd get weapons off of them if you can. If you're repainting, I've done all of this. I've stripped old Crisis Suits, repainted old Crisis Suits. They hang in pretty well. The ankle is just the big problem as you're pulling them off old bases. And I almost would recommend, if you can't get them off the base and you feel like the ankle is going to go, honestly, I'd probably do a clip. And Brett would tell you, and I would agree, to get a single blade clipper, because it's going to make a really clean cut as opposed to a pinch cut. It's going to give you clean cuts on the ankles, and then you can get the feet off individually and then re-plastic glue and maybe even pin. So it's a little bit of work, but if you have 30, I know I have something like 18 old ones, and most of them are just sitting around. Yeah.
Good advice.
Good luck.
Good stuff.
Thank you, 4D Flash. Hey, Titans, great tight game. What do you think about the Ghost Keel in Borkan? Strength 7 and higher can have in Vaughn. Strength 7 and lower reduces strength. Worth it. We were talking about this, right?
That's funny. I think it's cool. If you want to go into that durability and just make them even tougher, I think it's interesting. I thought you were saying ignore invulns, which it's not. It's not why you would take Skyboard Con.
No, but he could, and
It's only AP2. I never even hit his invuln.
The other reason the Ghost Kill is compelling in Board Con is the plus 4-inch range for somebody that wants to kind of sit back in a backfield.
Right.
It puts the fusion to 28 inches. And I think the fusion in some ways is the better gun than the ion.
Oh, the big gun?
Fusion.
Oh, interesting.
It bumps the range of his fusion, his meltas, to a little bit more than 18, so that you're kind of closer to maybe being able to utilize his defensive abilities. And
that's fair.
Yeah. Or Sacia or Tau Sept. I think he's good in all those.
Yeah. Valid point.
Thanks for the shout out. This is big thank you to Godforge.
Oh, what's
Thanks
up?
for the shout out. Thoughts? Gene Stealer caught Mad Max Biker Gang list.
Yes.
Ooh, I love it already. Banner plus Magus. 2 groups of 5 acolytes with cutters. 2 trucks with seismic. Neophytes. 2 groups grinders. 5 stealers plus 10 more. Plus 30 jackals. Laz ATV and demolition. Sanctus, Nexos, and Kellermorph.
Love it.
It's a lot of jackals.
That's so many jackals.
So
what would you
many.
do with that many jackals, Adrian?
What do I do with Diamond Jackals? What
Yeah.
I would do is I would run these as Pauper Princes, because what you can do is you can take the Relic of Tendark, which is the 5+ invulnerable save, and you take a Nexos, and he says, hey, I'm going to call the Jackals, and they're going to get this invuln save, because you can pass any auras. So it makes no sense logically, but for whatever reason, the Nexos can pass that invuln across the field to these blocks of bikers. And I'd also consider taking a Biophagus with an upgrade so that one of those 10 mans also starts with the 5+ Feel No Pain. Because I realized I like knew this, but kept playing it wrong. You know how I'm always like, oh, pre-game I get an upgrade?
Yeah.
You don't roll it, you pick it.
Oh my god.
So you put like one unit.
You're nerfing yourself,
I'm
man.
so nerfing myself. They can have a 5+ invuln and 5+ Feel No Pain. It's really spicy.
That's great.
Yeah,
Oh
and then the
gosh.
+1 to hit, they'll benefit because the bikers are normally only hitting on 4s,
Yeah.
now you're hitting on 3s. And I think it's great. I think it's a great list.
It'll fit your Mad Max lifestyle with this, so you can just throw them out there, take a bunch of damage.
At the very least, you move block like crazy turn 1.
Oh my
gosh.
goodness, yeah. These
Yeah.
guys can go
I like
20
it.
inches easily, and then in charge with spell. Cool.
Nice.
Thank you, Silent Manum. I'm a noob to Warhammer and Tau. I've already invested into the Tau.
Cool.
So I was wondering, overall thoughts on Tau in the meta. Any thoughts, recommendation, advice for a noob Tau player?
Ooh, great questions.
Great.
What do you guys think?
Well, I think if you want to get in, paint some cool units, have some fun games, and do well, with whether you're going competitive or just want to win games when you play or have a shot at winning games, I think you want to invest in the core units. The core units are the core units for good reasons. They are thematic, and they are good. They do benefit. You get synergy all around with the core units. Everybody benefits. I don't think there's a core unit you can go wrong with in the Codex right now.
No, there's so many. Pretty much every unit is valid, and doubly so with core, right?
Yeah.
I think, we look at the stuff that was in the list today. I'd say it's like 80% of a competitive list, and there's like no nonsense. I guess the most nonsensical thing is like there's 3 commanders, but like.
You mean nonsense like OP?
Like kind
or
of
nonsense?
cheesy, I guess you could
cheesy,
say,
okay.
right? Like if you're trying to build, I think what I'm trying to say is, as would happen with each of these new books, if you build a list that kind of looks like an army and it feels like an actual like traditional army you might see on the box art, it's actually going to be pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Unit of Crisis, Breachers and Fire Teams, frankly, Unit of Kroot, Commander or 2, all these things are going to make for a very strong but also very thematic army, which is cool.
If you're new to Warhammer, which Silent Man it says you are, and you want to kind of get into playing some of the missions, I also think Kroot Hounds, they're probably kind of the weird pickup you might not think you want right away, but they're going to be fun.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you can jump on a point, hold it, die.
For sure.
You don't care.
And you don't need that many.
In terms of gameplay, I think you gotta don't lean on your shooting too much, right? I think a lot of the game for Tau, people think, oh, Tau, I just gotta shoot stuff, kill stuff as fast as possible.
Yeah.
Think about your movement phase too. That's where actually the game is going to be played, and you should spend the most time learning, right? See how much you can get away with, how close can I get, where can I be and not die and still do the damage. Yeah, good stuff.
Well said.
And a great army to start, right?
Yeah. Thank you, Andrew Walls. Awesome game. I've just finished painting my first, I thought that said 10,000 points, 1,000 points of Gene Stealer Cots, and love to see a battle between them and Tau. Also, best weapon for Ridge Runners.
Casual 10K.
Actually, Adrian, I was going to ask if in any of our test games you want to do this matchup.
That's kind of exactly the matchup I wanted to do.
cool.
I was hoping, I actually want to
Yeah.
see this matchup on stream as well.
I know, that's the tough thing.
Yeah.
Look, we're definitely going to play it, and then, frankly, it's probably a good one that we'll play it off of stream and then kind of learn if it's an interesting
What does it
matchup to
look
show
like?
you guys what
Yeah.
it looks like. So we're going to test that out, and then, I'm sure we'll find a way to play it. Ridge Runners. It's a good question. I don't love them right now. They're very expensive for what they do, but the mortar is like almost good, but I wouldn't take it. It's just not quite enough for what it does. Again, they're expensive. So we're down to basically the missiles or the heavy mining lasers, and I think I'm still with the heavy mining lasers, frankly. The missiles are cool, but it needs a few more shots. They're supposed to be consistent, but it's not enough shots to be like, this is the consistent gun. It's kind of like, here's like the consistent but kind of worse gun. So I think still a heavy mining laser for me.
Nice. Yeah, I think the one time I played against it at an RTT was mining lasers, and they
Yeah.
did pretty well.
Right.
It was against like a mechanized Craft Worlds list.
Oh,
And I lost a lot of stuff.
jeez.
Thank you, Nick. Hey, Titans. First, thanks for being super nice to my wife at the Venetian when she chased you down to say hello.
That's awesome.
This happened. We were going through the Venetian. We were on like dinner or a show or something.
Yeah.
And she like chased us down. She's like, "Hi, guys, the Titans." And we're like, "I thought we escaped the
Yeah,
arena." So no, it was super
That's
cool. Super cool to meet her, and she was just so excited, which is always awesome.
That's really sweet. That's awesome.
Question on Tau. Would Ghost Keel, Stealth Suits, Pathfinders, and Dark Strider be a bad time?
Wait, what? Didn't you just?
PFs.
Pathfinders?
And Darkster would be a bad time. Bad time for who? Your opponent?
Yeah.
Maybe.
No, this is fine because we have already established that Ghost Keel's not the most competitive,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And Stealth Suits are just great at playing the mission.
Yeah.
I don't think they do a ton of taking. They don't send for Uber. They're not sending for the
Not
Uber.
sending for the Uber.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Yeah. That's what's up. No, I think it's fine.
I think Stealth Suit's one of the most amazing units in the Tau Codex to me, of what I've seen.
They're great.
They're good.
It's exactly what you want in this season. Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, this is like a good mission playing. These all play the missions.
These are like essentials, other than the Ghost Kill.
But the Ghost Keel can play some mission game.
No, totally.
And
There's
wall,
some technique there.
Wall of
Yeah.
mirrors and
100%.
stuff.
100%.
And anytime you can
Don't be
move,
so negative.
anytime you can move after like doing your thing,
Yeah.
you're also able to play a mission.
Mm-hmm. I was curious this game, right? I was like, I'm not going to have any Pathfinders, only a couple Markalites.
Yeah.
And I think with a couple tweaks, I actually didn't really need much more for this list, which was cool to see.
Yeah. Thank you, Josue. Hi guys, I'm excited. I have ordered Shroud Runners and the new Autark on eBay today.
Yes.
I'm sad that Die Avengers are being switched to the Elite slot.
Oh,
Is that official? Is that a thing?
I haven't read
No.
anything on that. I don't
I
know.
don't know, man. I don't know.
I'm sure we could discuss it very soon if it's going to be previewed. But
But the Shroud Runners look dope. The Autark looks dope.
very excited.
I hope the Autark. A lot of times with these kits in the box, they don't have a ton of options. I hope they have all the options. Do we know that yet?
we do.
Oh, we do.
Oh, are we allowed to talk about that?
Wait,
I don't know.
I don't know.
Wait, I don't know.
We don't know. I
Don't
don't know.
put this on me.
Did you open the box?
I think they come with lots of options.
Okay, cool.
Which
Okay.
we'll
like
find
all
out
the
very, very
options,
soon.
all the aspects. Warp jump generator. Wings.
Yes. Yes to both
Dark
of those.
Reaper.
Wait, do you-
launcher.
We
Yes.
can just answer. What?
This is all known.
Fusion.
Oh, okay.
This is all known. This is all
So
known factors.
It does not have wings.
Technically, it's on pre-order.
It doesn't have wings?
today.
It doesn't have wings.
Oh, I thought I saw pictures. I guess they were showing the old model.
I put this model together last night. Doesn't have wings,
Oh, sweet.
but has just about everything else. Has a Death Spinner.
Yeah.
Oh.
It has a Dragon Fusion gun.
If it has a death spinner, then it has to have the warp pack. Yeah.
The jumper
It has the
generator is
jump-
there.
The jump generator. Okay, okay, yeah.
Which I'm super excited about.
How does that
So
work? Is it connected to the jump pack? Do you have to take both? I don't know.
No.
No, you do not.
Okay.
You can take a dragon.
You're the one that said that.
Okay, I
You're
don't
like,
know.
if they have the Death Spinner, then they have to have the jump pack.
Right,
You're
because it's
wait,
like actually
if they
connected
have-
to the backpack. I don't know.
Oh, I see. No, it's like a
Right.
mobile version, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, is today or next week? When did
It's pre-ordered today.
It's pre-ordered
Eldritch
today.
Omens
Yeah.
pre-ordered today?
Today.
Yeah.
Okay, that means we can say things.
Well, you've already said it, but yes.
Too late. Just lean into it, Zach.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So it's pre-ordered today.
Yeah. Shroudrunners are awesome. I'm excited. I don't know.
We need to have more
It seemed
work
like
meetings.
a confused unit, though. When
so
I look at
Googling.
this, I'm not convinced on Shroudrunners, but I'm
Right.
excited for the model,
Yeah. It's right
and
here.
hopefully it's really good.
It's okay.
It's okay, Zach.
Okay.
I was like not sure for a second, and then I was like, no, it's all known. You're like, no, on the kit which I built, and I was like, oh, hopefully it's known.
Oh my god. So the kind of in the box they have,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, as Adrian was saying in our stream today, the big problem is that there's no points for any of this
Correct.
stuff. So we don't know when we can get them on the table. We'd have to wait till down the
Yeah,
road.
it doesn't feel worth it to play. I would assume the book is coming soon. It doesn't feel worth it to try to do like a halfway version.
Yeah.
When we did with GSC and Custodes, one, it was really difficult, and two, we knew the book wasn't coming for like another month.
Yeah.
Because they had said it was delayed. So I think we'll play them soon, but it'll be probably whenever the book comes out. So, but we'll have them probably ready, right?
Oh yeah,
We have a
absolutely.
video coming out?
Yep.
Yep.
The Shroud Runners are. I don't know. I agree with you, John, but they do have a pre-game just full move
Do we?
at their
Who?
full movement rate.
Really?
The Shroud Runners.
Can we say it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Really? Wait, John's like, can I say it? Really? Really?
Because that has to be whatever.
No.
Cool.
No. We have the box set. Sorry, everyone's confused because we're not actually playing with the new stuff. Today is normally when we would preview it because it's on pre-order.
Right.
Yeah.
It's when the embargo is up, but we're
Yes.
not for the reasons we mentioned. But we can totally talk about it, right?
Right.
So we have the rules in the box. It has the rules for these models, but doesn't have any points. So everything that's on the data sheets we know.
Yeah.
We just don't have points. We don't have any like other things that they might benefit from the book. So it's like half information.
Cool.
basically.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think it's like one of those units that when the rest of the book comes out, we might see that they have.
I hope they have
so,
some
yeah.
play. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're cool, but so far I'm like not super convinced.
They
so.
seem convinced, but I think the 16-inch pre-game movement is kind of.
Points is a big thing as well.
Yeah,
honestly,
How
yeah.
is it compared to a regular jet bike? You know, with like a jet bike with basically a sniper in a
Yeah.
pregame.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I also don't know if I don't know if we know what force org slot they're in. Probably fast attack.
Yeah, it has to, yeah. I
But
would think. Yeah.
I guess. Yeah. I don't know. I was thinking like elites for a second, but yeah, it's probably gonna be fast attack.
Yeah.
Anyways, we'll see.
Yeah. Thank you, damn it, Adrian. I recall sending tiny orcs. Are they okay? They're getting enough crumping. Have they been painted yet? Would be pretty epic to see them on stream.
Ooh. Look, they're getting plenty of love, but they haven't been played nor painted. Though, frankly, I think I'll paint them up. You know, don't tell the
That's gonna
sisters
go
players
fast.
though.
That's gonna go fast.
Yeah, I don't think I can say this with the sisters players watching though.
It is.
You painted the epic orcs before the sisters.
Yeah, but it is frustrating. But the epic orcs are like something that's like, oh, what am I gonna do? Like, I need a break. You're like, okay,
Yeah.
epic army done.
It's a fun
you
little
know?
project. And
Sisters
yeah.
are just.
I'm excited to do them. I don't know when we'll play Epic. I'm sure we'll eventually, but I'll get them painted up for some fun stuff.
Guys, we did it.
We done did it. I think it's time to end the poll. Last chance if you want to say that the Tetra is cooler than the
Dude,
Remora.
honestly, Tetra's creeping up
They did creep up.
throughout the whole thing. Yeah.
Let's end it.
All right, thank God. Oof.
It was like 48 to 52.
Yeah.
Pretty close,
Yeah.
Real close.
but definitively, Remoras are cooler.
Definitively remorse are cooler.
Ah, yes. Well, it's been a super fun day. We are super excited to have the Tau Codex in hand. We will continue to play it until you tell us to stop. Now, the plan is next Tuesday we're going to have a members vote. It's not going to be Tau because we've had so much Tau lately. But we'll be back with Tau on Thursday. I hope so. I'm trying to get, again, our good friend Izzy's army has an amazing
Gorgeous.
Farsight army, which won Best Paint at LVO, actually.
That's right.
So award-winning army, and we want to get him there because also Farsight, I think, is the next step we want to show. And so we'll be playing that Thursday. And then, as I mentioned, Saturday, we have our special guest. Adam's going to be here. And so if you have listened to almost any competitive podcast in the last several years, you know his voice. The dulcet tones of that Australian will be coming soon to our channel. Playing Dark Angels. I don't know who he's playing against, but we'll all be here hanging out. It's going to be fun.
Heck yeah.
Well, with that, we'll catch y'all next time on Tabletop. Bye. Bye.